Hello, it's Luke Hawley here from Via Local Sunshine Coast, and I want to help you. I want to make it easier for locals to choose to work with you. As you know, websites are essential. They're one of the few mediums that we actually own, that we control, where we can authentically present ourselves in a way that guides decision making. So we can tell our story, why we do what we do. We can showcase how we're different to our competitors and what we actually provide, and showcase some proof. We can share testimonials, we can share case studies, we can share who our suppliers and partners and customers are through logos and reviews to really build confidence and build that trust that we are the right fit to solve the problem that led to them visiting our website in the first place. But here's the truth, and it's not just your website, it's across the board. There are three things that I'm noticing. One, most businesses, it's been a few years since the last update. And what it means is the website is not evolving with the business. And I'm sure your business has changed a little bit over the last few years since you've updated your website, which means it's a little disconnected from what you're currently offering. Second, it's not a true, authentic introduction of who you are. Most websites sound like they were written by someone else. Obviously, we're prioritizing SEO or keyword research, and it just feels a little disconnected in the way that you would present yourself at a networking event or a social event. So it's losing your voice and not speaking to the deeper whys, the deeper purpose, your values, in addition to what you do that's different and unique to your competitors, and then providing the proof to showcase that. Which leads to my third point, is that most websites are not sharing enough of those trust builders or those trust cues to make it more comfortable and a little easier to say yes to working with you. Maybe not sharing enough photos of you, not sharing reviews or testimonials or case studies, logos of customers you're working with, providing some of that evidence so they feel like, yes, this person is local, that they can be trusted, that there is a network around them, a customer base around them that makes me feel much more comfortable and engaging in the next step of the sales cycle, whether it's to buy directly in the site or to book that consultation. So in the next few minutes, I just want to share a little bit with you on how we approach updating websites, so you have an idea of what it looks like to partner with myself to get that well overdue update to your website. So let me show you what we do. So we build websites using the Campaign Ready framework, which has 5 key pillars. First is customer journey mapping, and this is where the academic in me, I'm a lecturer in marketing at the Sunshine Coast Uni, so I really do like using marketing theory to help to provide some real strategy and structure to our approach to building websites, and that's where this kicks in. So every page corresponds to a stage in the customer journey. We offer guides and resources for cold leads, service pages for warm leads, and clear offers for hot leads. The conversion equation copy, so headlines that interrupt but speak to the pain point or the reason why they visited to your website in the first place. We use subheadlines that engage, body copy that educates by focusing on benefits, not just features, and every page ends with a compelling offer, a reason to connect with you. We use the persuasive selling format. So this is a style of copywriting that's been around for decades, where we structure each page to summarize the situation. So empathize with the prospect, share some information about how they're feeling, what they're going through, so it shows that you understand where they're at. Then you state the big idea, your solution, so how you help, explain how it works, then reinforce those key benefits, and reinforce those key benefits with proof, right? That's where the social proof comes in. And then we suggest an easy next step, which might be, download a resource, book a consultation with you, or make an easy first purchase. Of course, search optimization, not just search, but AI as well. So we make sure there's a solid foundation. So we handle the keyword research. We make sure it's connected to Google Search Console, to Microsoft Clarity, and we're using modern tools now to help generate sitemaps and make it visible across the different platforms that people use for search in terms of search engines and AI. And of course, beautiful responsive design to make sure that it works across your mobile, tablet, and PC and looks great and easy to use and engage for those that might be scanning through the website or want to spend some quality time with the website to dig deeper and read through the content. So let me show you a little bit on how we do it. So the first step is I set up a ChatGPT project exclusive to you. and you actually have the option to, as part of your hosting, to get access to this project. So if you don't already have something like this set up for your business, in addition to getting your website built, you can also have a AI project set up tailored for your business. And the reason why we do it this way is the goal is about informing the AI to take their world knowledge and bring it down to local knowledge. So we want them to understand your business. We want them to understand who your competitors are, what's happening in your industry, globally, nationally, and locally, and using those variety of insights across the board. So, reading other competitors' reviews, comments on different chats, having this like a really good local understanding. So then when we're crafting content, it does generally feel unique and different to what's out there because it's a genuine positioning that feels that it's well thought out and considered based on what's happening around us locally. So that way, because obviously an electrician based on the Sunshine Coast is speaking to a very different type of household owner or business compared to someone in the US or in Germany. So we want to make sure it's locally focused. So there's a few steps that we use to do that. A series of we create these chats to deliver a series of deep research projects. Each of those projects you can see is documented here from insights, reviewing competitor websites, reviewing reviews, all that type of stuff is done to then create a website strategy based on the 5 pillars of the campaign ready framework. Once we've got that, right, we then jump in and we start to create wireframes and designs, which we can work with you on before we go to the build to get your idea on what you like. And this is where the new AI tools and design becomes real handy. So we've got the Elemental Site Planner, which is one element that we can use to craft different design concepts. We also got Stitch with Google. So you can see here with Acme Power as an example, we've dropped in the logo, the brief, so the copy that was generated with ChatGPT. It's created a branding guide, and then it's created some visual options that we've got. In this case, it's designed the Contact Us page, the About Us page, and then I'm asked to create 2 variations of the home page. So you can imagine in a consultation with me, we've set up the ChatGPT project. We've worked together on crafting the strategy and the copy, and then we've dropped it into a tool like this to then create some design options. We might want to test it out, so we might go, yep, these are, if I just zoom out, right, we might go, yeah, this is exactly what we want to build, just to have a bit of a play and see what it looks like. We just highlight that. We go export, build in AI Studio, and that's going to give us a version that we can interact with and kind of check out, how it looks, how it engages, to give us some really nice ideas on what the website can look like. And you know what's cool? Is that ChatGPT project, the wireframe, this kind of design approach, you and I can do together in a 2-hour consultation. And then once we're kind of happy with kind of broadly what it looks like, I then hand it over to my developer to build it in Elementor. So that way we go from a static design, which is very difficult to edit ongoing, to a dynamic design where we can easily update images, we can add in widgets, we can integrate it with your CRM, and we can continue to build out pages as the business grows. And you will have access to jump in and make those changes if you like, or you can work with me to make those edits. You see here with Acme Power that we've launched the full website after some iteration with the client to make sure it matches their needs. Cool little widgets like the one you can see here, the click to call widget. Now, you're probably wondering, wow, that's a lot. I get a website, I get a ChatGPT project, I get to work directly with myself on the website strategy, the copy, the design. I get to review it in real time, and then the website launches. Sounds expensive. What does it cost? Well, here's our packages. We do a local launch site for just $850, right? A 3-page website, so you get that home, about, contact. We also add in the terms and conditions privacy policy, so perfect for those that just want to get online fast. And then we also have the Growth Accelerator site, which is a 10-page website where we're building out the service pages. We're helping you set up your lead magnet. We create the resource hub if you're looking to do regular blogs and newsletters, and make sure the linking's done as well. So incredible value. I mean, I used to charge $2,500 for this type of website and close to $5,000 for this site. But using the tools that I've shared with you, we can update your website fast and affordably So now you have the ideal online presence to support the way your business is going to market in 2026. So if you're interested, please click the link below, book a session with us, and let's get started on your new website for 2026. And let's have all the Sunshine Coast businesses looking great online.